Welcome to the My Life as a Teenage Robot Fanbase's Season 2 Bonanza! Woo! We did it, guys! That's right, after wasting way too much time on Season 1, we finally started Season 2 with the second episode of Season 2. Yeah, we're skipping A Robot for All seasons. We've covered that one already, like 50 years ago, but we've already done it. Maybe we'll cover it in more detail again around Christmas time, some other year, but I wouldn't put money on that. Today, we're covering Future Shock. Another episode I haven't seen in a very long time, but one I've been excited to get around to. I've heard a lot of people talking about this episode like it's one of their favorites. The Ambassador of Orange has told me that this is their fave back when I started the series. So my goal with this video is to determine whether the hype is warranted or if everyone is dumb. We open on Jenny talking on the phone, apparently trying to find a date, but something doesn't seem quite right about this. The speaker is talking awfully fast, but if we slow things down, we can just barely make out what they're saying, and it's not good. Jenny is determined to find someone to take her to this horror movie that sounds like it's straight out of the 1950s.
Blood-sucking alien zombies incorporated!
She's upset that she can't find anyone with enough balls to watch something like that, and she legit says that she's going to have to settle for Brad. And he's in the room. Holy that's heavy stuff. If I heard someone say they were settling for me, I think I'd lose it. None of you guys are settling for us while you wait for Rebooted. Are you? Hold that thought. Brad is actually lashing out at Jenny for saying that he's not enough, and I'm on his side 100%. We get a massive lore drop here. Apparently, Kiki and Brad used to go out before she cuffed him for Dawn Prima. I didn't realize Kiki had the time for 2 relationships and all the rock climbing she's been doing. Kiki is this background character, by the way. I remember watching this scene when I started getting into My Life as a Teenage Robot, and I thought it was great. I love episodes of cartoons where 2 major characters have a falling out.
What are you saying?
So Brad says he already has a date to this awesome movie, which shocks Jenny and Tuck. Jenny demands to know who his date is. He refuses, so she threatens to kill him as he walks away. Nothing out of the ordinary here. When Jenny rants about this to Nora, somehow she has just the right invention again. I'm keeping my eyes on you, Nora. Nora definitely doesn't want Jenny to find it, so she tells her exactly where it is. Nora, something bad is about to happen, isn't it? Back to Brad. I love the gag of him going through the phone book and being all the way down to ZZYs, while also being in the middle of the book. Classic cartoons. Poor guy just can't find a date, but I doubt he'd want to trade places with Jenny, who's legit going through a labyrinth of traps just to find out that he's a liar. Speaking of which, this sequence goes so hard. When she finally reaches the Batcave at the end of the traps, Tuck is already there, and he's using the future scope. When Jenny looks into the future, she's overwhelmed with joy and marches off to see it happen for real. Tuck checks to see what Brad is looking at, and he sees a desolate wasteland with Brad decapitated and Jenny laughing above his corpse. Wanting to save his older brother, Tuck does everything he can to prevent this future from becoming a reality. It starts with Tuck making sure he can't get ready for this date, disposing of everything he needs to prepare. Brad interprets this as Tuck being afraid of getting replaced with a girl. and his methods are a little extreme. Jenny shows up at the house to make sure Brad can go on his date, meaning she has to distract Tuck. She succeeds. Brad may have left for his date, but if he can manage to stop Jenny from being there, he can stop the future. He tries to stop her by force, but her metallic body is impenetrable. Just as it seems like he's given up, he manages to shock Jenny, shutting down her body. This is Tuck's opportunity to run to the movie and save the day. She might be down, but she's not out. Some time passes, and she's back up and ready to watch what's about to unfold at the date. I can't blame her. Brad has gone to the movie with a life-sized puppet. You know, that's kind of like a... You know what? I don't want to know where he got that. This is way worse than taking nobody. He should have known to stand up for himself and be happy with taking nobody. I love this sequence. The artists behind this episode decided to use the setting of a drive-in theater to its full potential, and they mirror the actions of Jenny and Tuck with the creatures in the movie. Things like this remind me of just how brilliant the art direction in this show really is. All these years later, and I still stand by my opinion that it's the best looking Nicktoon. In a chain reaction, Jenny and Tuck destroy the surrounding area and create the future that Tuck saw. In reality, it was Brad's stiff date that was decapitated. The future isn't as grim as it seems, but they did actually destroy a drive-in theater and decapitate someone, but at least it was a lifeless puppet. Oh my god, it was alive?! And that's Future Shock. The first episode we covered for our series of Season 2 videos was incredible. It was a blast, and it reminded me of why I fell in love with this show when I started watching it all those years ago. I mean, between this and A Robot for All Seasons, it felt like we were being shown more depth from these characters, even if it's for the sake of comedy. While the conversation isn't as viscous as it was a few years ago, I feel like it gave me a more concrete idea of who would be best suited as Jenny's partner. Complete disclaimer, I actually don't give a shit about shipping. It ruined the other show I made a YouTube channel about, so I don't want to dwell on it too much here either. But this episode, and the context of some future episodes like No Harmony with Melody and Ball and Chain, tells me that Brad isn't the answer. Jenny acts out of jealousy when it comes to Brad. She doesn't want to be with him, but she also doesn't want him to be happy with anyone else. This is toxic, but also a pretty common idea for teenagers. Jenny shouldn't be with Brad. I also don't think she should be with Sheldon, but I'll leave my explanation for that in the second half of this season. I know for a fact that the next episode is a banger too, so I'm really excited to check out Humiliation 101 next time on the My Life as a Teenage Robot fanbase. And you know what? I have a future scope too. And I foresee you slamming that notification bell, punching that like button, passionately exclaiming how much you love us in the comments, and I can visualize you wanting to strangle me for putting this in the video. I've been your narrator, YoshiFan2010. Thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, leave a rating. If you want to reach us, leave a comment. Or check out our other platforms. Links are in the description.
'Tis time, Lawrence. Time to unveil the true future of this galaxy. The future I have chosen!
Oh, sorry. Did you say something, sir?
The activation device! Now! Behold the final chapter of this galaxy's destiny. The Age of Robots! You are my robot lover. Get my spark plugs go zap, zap. Say what you know.